was a sight for my soul.
Yeah, what's up? What's good? What's happening? Welcome to my live stream. I am the actual King Smith, and this is my hour late Wednesday vlog where I come on and talk about whatever the funk I want to talk about. It is the last Wednesday of the month, February 26th, the shortest month of the year. Coincidentally, Black History Month. I wish I had my sound effects going right now. Every stream I start or do, I realize a mistake that I made, and I'll fix that one only to create another one. For example, if you're watching this on TikTok, thank you. The title is wrong, but if you see this handsome face, just join anyway, watch, listen up, contribute to the conversation, and tune in. I'm streaming across multiple platforms. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, X, Kick, what else? Twitch, all of them joints. And if there's a like button on the platform that you're watching this on, mash that like button as it greatly helps out your boy over here. And shout out to the first member, technically the second member, of the Royal Squad, David Cunningham. I give a salute to my veteran Breda. I messed that up. Shout out to David Cunningham for being a member of the Royal Squad over on Facebook. The Royal Squad is just people that support me. And Facebook did not give me a notification that you joined the membership platform, good sir. And if you have any ideas of how I could give that some value, some David, shoot me a message, man. Let me know. I think it's awesome that you decided to be a member of the Royal Squad. So I appreciate you, David. And I hope that the weather's warm and nice and toasty where you're at over there on the West Coast. Now, tonight, we're only going to be talking about a few things here. In the description of the title, I named it, Is 2025 Over Yet? Because this seems like the longest 8 weeks of the first of the year that anybody has ever experienced. I don't know about y'all, but that's how it feels with me. I got some news on Monday that I'm going to bring up and talk about here in a second. And let's see. We're going to talk about a couple of things. I saw this one dinner date going wrong. And if this is somebody's first time doing something like this, and let's say it's your first time meeting somebody, is it fate that y'all lived through it? Do you continue the relationship? I don't know how you would break up with somebody if you've lived through something that I'm going to show y'all today. There's a story that I couldn't quite get together before I went live about it matters, so I have to say it this way. An interracial couple that was dating or were dating, and the young lady shot and killed the man and blamed it, saying that she was cleaning out her gun after a night out at the club with him. But there was a lot of stuff that came along with that story, and unfortunately I wasn't able to put it all together before I went live. So we're going to skip that one for today. And then we're also going to talk about stocks and crypto. But I found another story right before I went live that was a lot more interesting, and it talked about how do you treat the cops? When the cop shows up banging at your door and you know that you've done nothing wrong, but they violate your Fourth Amendment rights anyway, what do? I want to know if y'all would be able to quarterback this situation a little bit better. I've got the body cam footage. Stuff like this I find interesting because it's real life. It could happen to anybody. Yet this guy got the treatment, and I want y'all to see how the cops treated him versus the actual real suspects. And let me know what y'all could have done. And I asked my lawyer, ChatGPT, for some advice. So we're going to talk about that, all right? So let's get the first story out the way. Before I do, shout out to everybody that tuned in to the chat. I saw my aunties in the building. Appreciate her tuning in. We got my lady Michelle early in the building as well. What up, boo? Hope the basketball game was fun that you went to. If you're checking in on TikTok, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Just tap it. I give it a little love tap. Once you see the heart pops up, then you've done your job. First story here. I'm gonna see if I do this proper. I'm gonna showcase a video. A video of a date that has gone wrong, and just take a look at this. Okay. Eating dinner in the sky. Yeah. Pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. Okay. I might get copyright stricken for this.
Oh my God, look at
And this is when things are about to go wrong. Okay, they're going up. Boom. Let the chaos begin. I wonder if she held on to her phone with this thing moving. Okay, so what happened? As they're going up, if y'all never experienced any of this, this is in some major cities. You are in seats attached to a harness, and you go up several feet in the air, right? And then depending on the theme of wherever you're at, you're either just having drinks and partying, suspended up in the sky, or you're having dinner. And some people have taken this as an opportunity to go on a first date. Yet, if something can go wrong, it will. And they're going up slow. Everybody's having a good old time. They're kikiing and laughing. Look at it, taking selfies, right? Taking photos and everything. And then the moment that a cable snapped, which this is the first reported cable snapping that I've seen on an event like this, all hell breaks loose. And the one cable snapped, it started tilting, and it was rotating as it slowly went back down. So you don't see the full rest of everything that went down once the cable snapped, but in the description of this video, the lady commented on how they were lowered back down, but it was rotating because one cable snapped. That's got to be scary. I wonder if you would be somebody that would be willing to go up and do that again. So let me know. Have y'all done anything like this before? Done the suspended eating from a table? I know that Vegas has a place like this. I think Seattle does. And I want to say that Austin, Texas had a place like this as well. But let me know if y'all would do something like this. I like doing adventurous things, but I don't know if I could do it. I got a comment to acknowledge here over on TikTok. Shout out to my auntie. She said, you have to pay to send badges? Yes, you do. But the thing that you pay supports me, so I appreciate you, auntie. She sent the badge. Thank you for sending the gifting badge over on TikTok. She also said that she would not do anything like that whatsoever. She keeping her 2 feet planted firmly on the ground and says that y'all can have that. Hey, auntie, I don't blame you. I don't blame you one freaking bit. All right. Now we got Jay Smith is in the building. Jay Smith sent a gift as well. I appreciate that. I don't know what that one is, but that's pretty cool. Jay Smith. Is that my uncle? Having a common last name like Smith is something that is both cool and not cool at the same time. All right. The second thing that I want to highlight and bring up and talk about here, I'm going to see if I can find it. See if I could bring, A, I got to be able to bring it up, and B, I have to be able to display it as well. So let me do this. Woman shoots man in, I think it was Georgia. Because I want to bring this up and talk about it because there were a lot of interesting things that had occurred with this one. It was a college student by the name of, I want to say it was Haley. Something like that. No, that's not it. This one isn't it. Man, I wish I had that one. What it? Nope, that's not it. I can't find it to bring it up in time. This is horrible. Let's see. Here we go. I gotta see if I could bring this one up here. All right, so this was in Waynesboro, Georgia, and the guy that got killed was, his name was Telvin Telbo Rankin Osborne. He was 30. The person that shot and killed him was his girlfriend by the name of Hannah Cobb. There were some interesting things that came out about the post, and I found it. All right, so this is a good one. I'm gonna see if I can do it live. We're gonna do it live. All right, let's bring that off the screen. Nope, not that one. Bring that off the screen. Let's see. Let's get. How would I do this? Let's do this way. Nope. Nope. Man.
Fuck Kermit! Fuck
Definitely not that one. All right. I don't think I'll be able to bring this up the way that I need to. Let's do this. Y'all are going to see how the sausage is made. I could have done this differently, but y'all are going to see how the sausage is made right here. All right. Boom. Boom. I could have done that different, but it is what it is. Now, I can't. Man, nope. There's something that I have to do to be able to refresh and bring this down, and I can't figure out how to do it. So we just gonna talk about it. All right. Jay Smith also sent the heart gifter message. Hey, I appreciate that, Jay Smith. So in this story, Kathy Crease said, not doing that as well. Hey, I would. You know what? I don't blame you. Can I? You know what? I can share my screen. That's what I'm gonna do. That can be dangerous. Let me make sure that my feet picture collection is off the screen, and I'm just gonna share my screen. Let's do this window capture. All right, we're gonna select this one, and then make that fill up the screen like this. Here we go. So, new details emerge after the arrest of Burke County fatal shooting. Authorities in Waynesboro, Georgia have arrested the girlfriend of a black father of two who they say shot him to death in the bedroom early Sunday morning. So there was video of the couple where they were both out partying and things like that, Saturday night going into Sunday morning. And initially, when the shooting happened, she didn't get arrested. The cop showed up. I think he was pronounced dead at the hospital, so he didn't die at the house. And when the cop showed up after the shooting, she had claimed that they had came back from the club and she was cleaning her gun and the gun went off and he got shot in the chest. So this is the couple here. This is Telvin and Hannah, 25 and 30 years old. Now, initially, the brother of Telvin made a post that was outraged because when Hannah shot him, she was never arrested. It was only after really a public outcry that Hannah went back, got arrested, and got charged with manslaughter, involuntary manslaughter to be specific. All right? The shooting occurred after both parties had been drinking, said the sheriff, confirming that the couple had fought before the fatal bullet was shot. They lived together and had two children. So now these two kids have lost their father, and we'll see how the courts treat her. We'll see what type of treatment she gets. Because if you look, right, I'm not going to say nothing, but I'm saying something. Just y'all can't see where I'm circling. Just take a look at what she looks like in Georgia. I don't know if proper justice is going to happen to her. That's just my take on it, right? So The sheriff goes on to say the offenses committed leading up to the discharge of the firearm included simple battery, family violence, and reckless conduct. It is reckless to go out and get drunk and then introduce a firearm into an argument. It is reckless to engage in an argument where there's pushing and shoving going on. So they likely went out, and in the video that was posted that I saw earlier, she was taking like a selfie, showing them both dancing, kikiing, and living it up in the club. Which, you know what? If you're young in your 20s and that's your scene, do you. It's not my scene. But if that's your scene, do you. But then to come home and instead of, getting the club sweat off of you or maybe rolling around in the sheets together, y'all getting into an argument where somebody gets skitty pop-popped? Jay Smith over on TikTok said, I think she will get off on the charges. And if I'm a bed man, which I am, I doubt a jury finds her guilty. What caused the argument? Was it her? Was it him trying to calm her down? Was she the aggressor in this? But because there may not be any inside cameras to prove that, maybe no bruising on her, she gets off? She can make the claim that, well, yeah, we did get into an argument. He started to get physical with me, so I grabbed a hammer and let one off on him. I was protecting myself in my home. And the jury's going to look at her, believe her to be innocent, and she's going to get off on the involuntary manslaughter charge. I don't know how you go involuntary manslaughter with one single gunshot wound to the chest. You've aimed that to shoot that person like that. At the moment that somebody pulls out a gun on me, they won the argument. Plain and simple. Hey, you won. You won. Because if you're the first one to get yours off or get it up, you've won. I'm backing out. I'm sitting down. Hey, I'm going to do just like this. You got it. Because I'm not going to win if you're the first one that gets yours up. Plain and simple. It's not like Quick Draw McGraw. Boom, got you. Not that fast. Okay. Now, the young lady Hannah is currently being held at Burke County Jail. And the sheriff is still maintaining that she's been held, said the sheriff, who stressed that the shooting was not an accident. Okay. Sheriff Williams said investigators worked the last 2 days interviewing friends, family members, and other witnesses before they were able to secure warrants and make an arrest in this case. Okay. Now, why is this going viral? It's not because they were interracial. It was because the brother had made some claims that were wild. Okay. Now, the other thing that was interesting is that Hannah's dad was apparently a cop. So when you're the child or the somebody that's related to somebody that's a cop, like cops protect the blue. I'm not related to a cop or anything like that, or not the son of a mayor or the mayor myself. So if a cop shows up to my door, I'm a black male that's bearded and handsome. So they're going to treat me with the utmost disrespect, more than likely. I say that laughing, but, oh man, I had an incident with a car license plate not too long ago, and that's what made me get smart about how to handle cops, because I learned a lesson with that one. All right. But the guy's gone viral because Telvin had a post, and this article doesn't include it. Man, I really hoped that I could have found the post. I'm gonna see if I could find the post about him. Y'all don't look at the stuff that I'm Googling up here. Telvin, what was his name again? Telvin Rankin? Telvin something or another. Telvin Osborne. Telvin Osborne post. He has some wild comments. Here it is right here. The part of the reason why this story is going viral, and I'm almost done with this story. He said, "I'd rather sleep with a dog than a black woman." That's insane, right? Oh, and I can't. That's some harsh language, so I'm not gonna post that one. Okay. Now, typically, when something like this and there's race involved, you'll see a lot of divide between what was said and things like that. To me, race isn't a factor in this, right? In my opinion, the guy had a poor choice of words, and people were saying, "Hey, black people, stay out of this one." He got what he got. I think he chose poorly. He paid for it. The kids are going to be without one parent for the rest of their life. And Hannah, if she doesn't get off involuntary manslaughter, doesn't carry a long charge like that. The kids are young, and they'll at least get their mother back at some point. And her life's not ruined. She's 25. She can go to jail for 6 years, get out of jail. And while she's in jail, she's going to have men simping for her and writing her letters and things like that, putting money on her books because of how she looks. And her dad being a cop might help. So even if she does get charged, she might get 3 years, 4 years, and then she's out prior to the age of 30. This article says she's 28. The other one said she's 25. But anyway, wild story. Absolutely wild story. I saw that, and when I saw the outrage, I'm like, wait, why are people having outrage? The outrage wasn't about what happened. The outrage was about the post that he made disparaging black women. And he ended up, not getting killed by a black woman, but by his own lady. I'm just going to say it like that. All right. So let me see if we got any comments to this story before I go to the last one here. We have Kathy Cree over on YouTube that said earlier something fishy was going on. Absolutely. Hey, Jason, you and I gotta talk, bro. You and I gotta talk. I need to link up with you ASAP. And it's been a minute, fam. I appreciate you tuning in from Germany. Jason said this is deja vu. Man, 100%, brother. We know she will get sympathy. Can I display this? How can I? Man, I wish I could go back and display the chats. Where the chats at? Yeah, I can't get it up the right way. That's what she said. The liquor was still in her system. That anger is serious. 100%. And Kathy Cree said if the roles were reversed, he would have gotten the hammer on him immediately. The cops would have showed up and placed him in handcuffs before they even asked questions. And everybody and their mama would be vilifying him. Everyone. He would have gotten, and rightfully so, he would have gotten no sympathy whatsoever. None. He would not have gotten the benefit of the doubt, period. And that actually is going to lead into the last video that I'm going to play here. It's a 5-minute long video, but every scene and everything that has occurred is relevant. So we're going to check this next video out here, and then we're going to wrap up the show. So let me make sure I can bring this up proper. All right, let's do this. Let's swap this here and bring it up. Hold up. Boom. All right, here we go.
Hey, we were getting calls about somebody being injured up here, screaming and.
Did they say what apartment? Or?
Yours?
No, it's not mine.
Can we come in?
No.
Okay, so there's a couple of cops outside of this apartment. They were banging on his door, right? And if somebody's banging on your door late at night, you aren't just going to immediately open the door fully and figure out what's going on, especially if you're not doing anything. So then when you see the cops show up, they showed up kind of friendly at first. And when he asked what's going on, he said that somebody had reported that there's domestic call in his apartment. So I'm going to run it back.
Hey, sir, how you doing?
I'm good, yourself?
Hey, good. Hey, we were getting calls about somebody being injured up here, screaming and...
Did they say what apartment? Or?
Yours.
No, it's not mine.
Did you hear the other cop? Yours. Yours.
Can we come in?
And then, can we come in? And he said no.
No, you can't come in. It's just me and my mother here.
Just you and your mom?
My mother's right here. Somebody screaming.
Okay, look right there. When he goes down, you can see his mom in the background. He says, it's just me and my mother here. Now, from the man in the apartment standpoint, he has cops showing up at his door. He's done nothing wrong. They're making a claim about, some screaming and somebody being injured. And he's like, what are you talking about? And then when they ask to enter, he says no. Now, I've always heard that a cop needs a warrant to come inside of your apartment. The only time that they don't need a warrant is due to if you give consent for them to enter, which is why they have to ask first. Something called exigent circumstances, and I called a deputy sheriff to ask him this. Like, I asked him this specific question: when can a cop come into your house if there's no warrant? If you give consent. Exigent circumstances, which is if there's an emergency. So someone is inside that's in an immediate danger, right? The officer is in hot pursuit of a suspect who just committed a crime and ran inside. Or there's risk of evidence being destroyed before they can get a warrant, and they can see that. So that's what exigent circumstances are. Those three things. Now, the first thing that the sheriff's deputy said, somebody inside is in immediate danger, like a domestic violence situation. If the cops showed up and it's the wrong apartment, but everything that they were told initially is that it was this man's apartment, are they violating his rights by doing what they're about to do?
Yeah.
No, ain't nobody
Right.
in here. Yeah, you're at the wrong apartment.
I don't think we do. It's your downstairs neighbor. It's the one directly above you. Can I come in just to make sure no one's hurt, and then I'll leave?
No.
So the cop said, can I come in just to make sure no one's hurt, and then I leave? And the guy again says no. Take a look at what happens.
Otherwise, I'm about to force your door open.
No.
Otherwise, I'm about to force your door open. Was that exigent circumstances? Have they met exigent circumstances at this point?
No one's coming into my house, sir.
So then the cop just forces his way.
What are you doing?
He has his hand up and he immediately points a taser at his chest. This man is still confused.
What are you doing?
Back up.
And look how they treat him.
Stay there. Otherwise, I'm about to force your door open.
No,
This is another angle.
Hey, sir, we just want to see. Listen.
Stay there.
Okay.
Are y'all serious?
Yeah. So we got reports that there was somebody screaming, saying, "Don't hit me! Don't hit me! Don't hurt me! Don't hurt
It's
me!"
just my mother.
I understand. It was a female voice that was
believe it.
screaming. So when you said there was a female in here, it was your mom. That's why he just wanted to investigate. That's all.
Tell me if that explanation makes sense. The cop repeated and said, so that's why when your mother said that there was a female in here and that was screaming and he just wants to investigate, you could see the mother right behind him. She did not look as if she was in fear or that she was injured. Did the cop meet exigent circumstances? I don't think so.
Let me do a quick search, and then I'll leave. That's it. That's it. Police.
And then he still goes, let me do a quick search. Him saying that he's still going to find a reason to justify doing it anyway.
And to force your way into my house and search it, this is not legal.
It was.
The man says this is not legal, and the cop said it was. But did he proceed to give the reason?
It was exigency because of the fact
Right there, exigency.
you had some neighbors reporting that it was possibly y'all there was a female in here screaming, and when he said his mom was in here, a female, that raised the suspicion of.
Are y'all buying this? Are y'all buying this? They could see the mom in the background, and he talked about, we could see it from the body cam footage. So the other cop is trying to explain and say that there was a call about a woman yelling and screaming and things like that, screaming Bloody Mary. And that when he said that he was at his house with him and his mom, who they could clearly see in the background, that's what raised the suspicion. That to me does not fit exigent circumstances.
That's all. Okay. So other than that, we're not.
It's just me.
Yes, ma'am. I understand. Hey, Ryan, come on.
Look, I'll be honest with you. I'm about to just arrest you for interference.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm about to arrest you for interfering.
You're not going to my bedroom. What? You're not going to my bedroom. What? I don't understand what's going on here.
I already told you. I'm just doing a quick search to make sure no one's
I
there.
didn't invite you guys into my house.
I get that. Let me in the room so I can.
I didn't invite you into my home, right? Remember, the first thing that the sheriff deputy told me that an officer would need to enter your house without a warrant is consent. Now, the officer tried to claim exigent circumstances. But when he said, I didn't invite you into my home, what the cop just say?
I don't understand what's going on here.
I already told you. I'm just doing a quick search to make sure no one's
I
there.
didn't invite you guys into my
I get
house.
that. Let me in the room so I can search.
He said, I get that. Let me in the room. Finally, the guy the guy's upset. He is irate, and he just opens the door and says, you know what? Get this
And then I'll
over.
leave.
Just go.
That's all right. We'll deal with this. I can't believe this. You all got the wrong apartment.
I understand.
You have the wrong apartment, so while you're up here bullshitting in my motherfucking house, you could be going down and saying
That's fine.
somebody's
Can I get
right,
copy
who
service
might be
number?
getting strangled.
And you said somebody downstairs called?
Yes.
Did you see anybody up here hurt?
No. And that's why.
Police.
But he should be in my house.
Now, his mom said a fantastic thing. She said, do you see anybody up here hurt? The cop tried to say that when he talked about his mom was in there, that's what was exigent circumstances. But then when they're looking, are they looking for another female? Are they looking for another woman? The mom's right there. The mom doesn't look hurt. So y'all tell me. Y'all tell me.
Ma'am, here you go.
I'm leaving. I'm backing up.
Yes, please get out of my house.
Yep, that's it. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
I'm going to give you our card. Yes, ma'am.
Can we get some paperwork on
Yes,
this?
ma'am. My name is Sergeant Goodwin. Okay.
What's your name?
Chick.
Chick?
3573.
3573.
I do apologize. We had to make sure for due diligence to make sure that there was nobody in here that was hurt.
So this
because
call-
this call's been going on for like 5 minutes, and the person
Have
is
you all
saying
heard anybody? Have you all been out here?
we did not. We were just arrived at the door.
Did you all hear
But did you
anything?
hear anybody
confirmed-
screaming when you got to my door?
We called the dispatch to verify that it was the apartment directly above.
There's some things out here. They look-
We even made sure that the dispatch had the proper apartment. That was
got-
I
directly
would've had
above
nothing
that
to say
one.
at this point.
And I get it, and I'm so sorry that y'all.
You get it? No, you don't. You don't get it.
But I don't.
Okay.
I don't like the. I don't like the
And
fact
I don't
that
like-
homie put his foot
but
in
you
my
said-
door. I told y'all everything was
Yes,
good.
sir.
He asked if he could come in. I said no.
That's right.
And my mom even stood right here. It's like, no, everything's fine. So there was really no reason.
because
I feel violated. I feel like my house has now been violated.
Your house has been violated. I really hope that this guy retains an attorney and look to see about getting and filing a civil suit.
Because ain't he supposed to stun gun out?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So right here on the screen it says, once the cops left, the mom and son heard screaming from another unit and invited the sergeant back inside to hear for himself. I wouldn't have done that. I would not have done that.
Yeah, they downstairs. This is ridiculous.
Yes, ma'am. It's okay.
Appreciate you.
It's okay.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
Right
Yeah.
here, the one.
And maybe that's how they interpreted it. They did.
So they invited the cops back because they could hear the yelling. Like now they're clued in. So they invited the cops back and then pointed where it was likely coming from.
Oh, that's them young kids. That's them young
Gotta be
kids.
that way. Frisco Police Department.
So right here, y'all heard him banging. It took 2.5 minutes for someone to open the door at the correct apartment where they heard that it was coming from. Now they didn't try to 2.5 minutes banging. They're knocking, tapping very aggressively. Like this is a tactic to try to get somebody to come to the door. I'm telling y'all right now, get cameras, and if you get those outside cameras or the Ring cameras or whatnot, have it so that it's unreachable and that they can't cut the feed to it or disable it in any way. Because I've been watching videos where they're showing up to your door with the warrant, right? And they're cutting the feed or covering the cameras so that you can't see the outside.
Do we have the name on that female party by any chance? 10-4, thank you.
Video's
Frisco
almost
PD.
done.
Jessica, come answer the door for me.
Now, if y'all are asking, how does he know the name? Dispatch got the name of the person that was living at the apartment and called for her by name. But they're knocking aggressively, annoyingly, for over 2.5 minutes until somebody eventually comes to the door. That's what they hope, right? Because remember, exigent circumstances would be needed without a warrant. They don't have a warrant at this point. All they have is a call about what could be a domestic incident.
Hey, how are you, man? Come on down here and talk to me real quick. Jessica, right?
Who else is inside with you?
Your boyfriend? Okay. Hey, Jessica, come over here and talk to me real quick. Come over here and talk to me real quick.
Now, that's another tactic that they use as well. Come over here and talk to me real quick. I've had interrogation training. This is exactly what they do. Yeah, come over here and talk to me real quick, just to try and disarm you, get information, things like that, right? And then they're separating her from whoever she was in with. Now, listen to how soft they talk to her. Stark difference from how they talk to the man that was at the other apartment. She could be the aggressor for all we know. We just showed a video and talked about a story in which a young woman shot the guy who's likely, like, people don't talk about this enough.
Boyfriend? Okay. Hey, Jessica.
This could be another episode of them both being drunk and her being the aggressor. And it could be the other way around as well. I'm not saying it's specifically one way or another, but in some of these cases, you don't just need to assume that the man is automatically the aggressor in the situation.
Talk to me real quick. Come over here and talk to me real quick. What's going on? I heard we had reports it was actually the third floor. We went to the third.
So that's the end of that video. I consulted with ChatGPT about what you should do in case of a cop entering your place without a warrant. Why does the chats pop up now? I need to figure that out. Okay, so I asked, when can a cop come into your home without a warrant? Consent, exigent circumstances, plain view doctrine. Now, this isn't something that my sheriff deputy talked about, but it says if an officer sees illegal activity or evidence of a crime in plain sight from a lawful vantage point, like an open door or windows, they may enter and seize evidence. In an arrest situation, if an officer is making an in-home arrest and reasonably believe there is a threat to their safety or evidence could be destroyed, they can enter without a warrant. And finally, community caretaking exception. In cases where officers believe that they need to enter to provide aid, such as responding to a medical emergency or doing a welfare check, they may enter without a warrant. And that falls unto exigent circumstances as well, according to a fighter who I know. So if none of those apply, the police generally, and even ChatGPT will say generally, must have a warrant to enter your home legally. And if they enter unlawfully, any evidence that they gather can be challenged in court. So like I'm kind of curious, like what if that guy had something that, let me just say, he shouldn't have had out. I don't know what state that was in. And the officers decide to place him in handcuffs or cite him for something, but they had the wrong apartment. Can he still be in trouble? This is why, y'all, I'm going to announce this live on air. I'm considering going to law school. Most people don't know this, like if you don't know me, but I've got a graduate degree. I've got a master's in business, and I've been considering going back to law school for a while now for stories just like this. I think that people are ignorant of the law because they're not trained on the law, and even police officers, I'm not going to say that, but even police officers are ignorant of the law as well, or they twist it enough to where they'll say something just to trip you up. So I don't know. I'm considering law school. My GI Bill paid for most of my undergrad and graduate degree. So I don't know how I'm going to finance going to law school, but it is something that has been on my mind for about 6 months now, and I can't seem to shake it. The only reason why I haven't jumped on it yet is just cost. I need to figure out how I can afford it. Okay. Now, I did ask if they did violate your civil rights, what can you do? The first thing that ChatGPT said is file a complaint. Before suing, you might want to file a complaint with the police department, internal affairs department, the civilian complaint review board, if your city has one. I Googled, my city does, and the state's attorney general or the U.S. Department of Justice if it is a serious constitutional violation. And you can file a civil lawsuit under 42 U.S. Code 1983, a federal lawsuit that allows you to sue the government officials for violating your constitutional rights. And this is suing for damages. And the type of damages that you can seek are compensatory damages for emotional distress, property damage, medical bills, lost wages, etc. I mean, look, emotional damage. The guy pulled a taser right on him. Boom, right in his chest. Punitive damage if the violation was intentional or reckless, and attorney fees in some cases. Recommend that you hire a civil rights attorney right away, and specifically a lawyer who specializes in civil rights or police misconduct. File in your state or federal as appropriate if it involves trespassing, property damage, emotional distress, and gather any evidence like witness statements, obtained video and audio recordings, keep records of any property damage, like if they kicked in your door, and request the police reports, which, y'all, tell me if I'm wrong about this. In the police reports are supposed to be factual accounts of what occurred, but you're getting the accounts from their perspective. I don't know how you could sit here, and y'all have likely seen these, where you could have body cam footage of it saying that there was a red car that had 3 wheels, but the police report would have it was a blue car with 4 wheels, and yet you still can't charge a police officer for like falsifying documents. If I turn in something wrong or intentionally make something sound different than what it was on a state form or government form, I'm getting my ass in trouble. But if a cop does it, no big deal. And what possible outcomes could you have if you were to file a lawsuit? You could get a settlement, which is what you hear often. The city or the department may offer a payout to avoid court. It may go to trial if no settlement is reached, and you'll let a judge or jury decide if there was a violation, or it could be dismissed outright if the courts find that the officers acted lawfully. And that is what makes me nervous about any interaction with the police that I ever have. I'm going to share what happened with me real quick. I parked coming from a place, and I made a phone call. And then after I drove back off, I get pulled over a couple of seconds later, and the cop initially pulls me over, citing me for an obstructive license plate. Now, I had an Alabama vanity plate on my card, like the Alabama Crimson Tide football team. And I wish I still had the picture. When you say obstructing the license plate, it's a stretch. And when y'all look at, I'll probably say half of the cars that are on the road that had some type of vanity plate, he was trying to say that because the state of Maryland was blocked and you couldn't fully see Maryland, that was obstructive. But he just used that as a reason to pull me over and see if there was anything else in the car, like drugs. He asked 3 times to search my car. All 3 times I said no. The 3rd time I said no, not without a warrant. And he didn't even cite me when he was done because he didn't smell alcohol because I wasn't drinking. He didn't smell any see or smell any drugs. And he let me go. Didn't even give me a fix-it ticket or anything or cite me for the obstructive license, but he justified that to pull me over. So as soon as I got home, I immediately took that vanity plate off. And when I asked my homie, who's a sheriff's deputy, he said, yeah, we'll use that as a reason to justify pulling somebody over because they can. They can. So for me, I'm like, look, don't give anybody with a badge the reason to pull you over. So if you have a vanity plate, I would seriously consider if it's worth keeping it on or not. All right, that's my live stream for the night. How long did I go? 38 minutes? I'll take that. Do we got any other comments before I sign off? We do not. I'm going to thank everybody that commented and tuned in over on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, and TikTok. TikTok as well. To the people that donated over on TikTok, hey, I appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back next Wednesday. I might go back. I might start doing my lives at 9 o'clock. 8 o'clock is going to start pushing it because I'm a federal employee who was working remote even before COVID because I work in IT. But guess who has to go back into the office sometime soon? This guy. Am I complaining about it? No, not really. What's interesting about me going back into work is I work on project teams that aren't co-located with where I'm at. So what value is it for me to go into an office building where none of my coworkers work at? I don't understand that part. Am I happy to be employed? Absolutely. So I'm not complaining about going into an office or anything. I'm just saying make it make sense. But with that, I'm going to be getting back from home or getting back from work a little bit later than usual. So I think I'm going to look at pushing this time back to 9 p.m. Eastern start time to account for me getting home and taking care of the things I have to take care of before I go live. So that's my live stream for the day. Thank y'all for tuning in. I respect each and every one of y'all, whether y'all agree or disagree. And I'm out. Peace.
Chant. The king's back. 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 king's back. The 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 king's back.